welcome to the TV Music Network Podcast with Phyllis and Belinda. I'm Belinda.
And I'm Phyllis.
And today we're going to talk about the soap operas.
Yeah, it's been a while since we talked about the soaps. We've been watching a couple of them regularly, which is General Hospital and The Bold and the Beautiful. One thing I want to say, though, is like if you aren't caught up and if you aren't really sure where you are in the stories or something, we may be giving you spoilers. Just want to let you guys know.
Yeah, we're going to talk about, we're only going to cover two because due to time.
Right.
But we will do another podcast to cover the other two.
But today we're going to talk about
Bold and the Beautiful, General Hospital. There's a lot going on. We're going to start with Bold and the Beautiful because it is a 30-minute show. 18
It's a 30-minute show, but sometimes when I'm watching it, it feels a lot longer.
Yes, it does.
And I don't know why. Maybe it's because the storylines tend to repeat or the conversations tend to repeat from day to day. I could be watching on Tuesday, and I'm like, let me catch up. So I watch Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I'm hearing the same conversation. And then on Friday, I kind of get the same conversation. There's some movement, but it's slower than it could be for the telenovela format.
For a half an hour show, it should move a lot faster.
Right.
And one thing, I say it all the time, I never can understand, is how this half an hour show can't use all their characters that they have on the show.
Right.
So you could argue that it's because it's only half an hour and you can't show everybody. But there's like 7 people they show all the time. Like all the time.
There's like their core 5 people. There used to be the core 4 back in the day.
But there's about 7.
Yeah.
All the time. And the same 7 people are on and they're saying the same dialogue. I mean, it's like very, very repetitive. And I don't know if it's meant to be that way or it's always been that way or I just notice it more on sort of storylines.
Right.
But
in the interest of the cast, the crew, the people, and the people watching and the people who work really hard to make that show and keep it entertaining, they do good. As far as I'm tuning in, I'm talking about it right now, but I'm watching, I have to see what's going on. So let's talk about what's going on the show right now.
Yeah, there's one character that we're not going to discuss today due to time.
Who?
But I do have to actually I'm going to discuss her for a minute. How many times in an episode can you say Sheila?
Oh my God.
Or Sheila Carter? Now I know in soaps, a lot of the times you say so many things and then they have a character repeat the name. So that way if you haven't watched it in a while or you're a new viewer, you know who the person is. But there was a conversation, we are right up to date today, there was a conversation between Finn and Lee, and they must have said Sheila and Sheila Carter about 12 times in this 3-minute conversation.
Right. Well, they say Sheila a lot, and Sheila is the focus. She's a big bone of contention right now because she's Finn's biological mother, as everyone knows, and Lee is Finn's adopted mother, and everyone hates Sheila with good reason based on her past and what she is, but they've been working really, really hard to try to redeem her and make her this heroine that you root for, which is laughable.
To me, it's laughable in my opinion, because some people might not think so it's just my opinion, and apparently yours.
I had a good time laughing.
Sheila's a villain.
Yeah,
Sheila is a villain.
And she always will be.
I want to see Sheila being a villain. I don't want to see Sheila be changed from a villain and being redeemed and married and happy, and then there's changing storylines.
Well,
that's just me.
To me, she's a manipulative villain, and right now, she's living the witness protection program part of her life out in the open.
Yep.
I mean, she went to the toe. I think she still has 9 toes. I'm not sure exactly.
I think
she faked her dab. She wasn't sure. And then they had the evil twin, who I wasn't watching, Bold and the Beautiful or Young and the Restless at the time, that looks like Sheila, that kidnapped her and did all these things. So I don't know if they're saying that the evil twin
did it all,
is the one that did everything. Or the one that shot Steffi, the one that did whatever, but the evil twin tried to kill Steffi, and Steffi was the one that killed her, which we all thought was Sheila. But anyway,
I'll have to ask my friend Sandy, because like I said, we didn't start off watching CBS.
Yeah, I don't have the
we started watching ABC soaps, with our family. But when I first started watching Bold and Beautiful, my friend Sandy caught me up and gave me the rundown. So, but I don't know the story with this extra person and all this stuff too. But I still think the missed opportunity was right when Sheila started her mess. She should have went on Murder Young and the Restless. If you're going to do it right. They had Deacon go over there and crossover. And then they thought the biggest deal, if someone goes, Sheila has kids. Other kids.
I haven't seen any of Sheila's
kids. The whole thing with Lauren over in the Restless. So they finally bring her on, and she comes to do a fashion show with Kate Linder. Right. Bring Esther in. Come on, let's blend it all in. That show.
And spoiler alert, but I believe Lauren, Tracy Bregman, is coming back to Bold and the Beautiful for a crossover. She might be coming. I know Michael Damian's supposed to be coming, I believe.
Yeah, Michael Damian,
supposed to be coming.
They're
about to do a crossover story coming up where they're going to come out to L.A. for to visit Forrester Creations. So that should be interesting.
So it could be something like that. Because I know when we were talking to Kate Linder, she's always saying stuff that, like, well, I don't know if this is going to happen. I think this might happen, Right. Or I heard something say, we don't like to repeat.
Because she did a crossover before.
She did a crossover.
And it was Esther and Charlie. What are we calling them?
We're not. But anyway, I just think that, love you, Kate. Anyway, I just think that there's such crossover potential with this show. They film in the same building. It is literally down the hallway.
Oh, yeah, down the hall.
Which I didn't even realize.
One stage 33, one stage 41, I believe.
Until we were there one day.
Right.
And we started seeing actors. We didn't know it was really like that close. Somebody said, we're in the same building. You are. They were literally right next door.
Right. They share pretty much the same hallway.
Yeah, so it's pretty much time you could say, you know what? Get so-and-so over here and do, do a crossover.
Yeah, but it's just getting to fictional... From fictional Wisconsin to the fictional part of LA
that's
the
fine.
The Beautiful
that's
set
fine.
in.
But if you're gonna do it and you have
do it right,
and you have something like a Sheila,
oh God,
who
Sheila.
I said we're gonna talk about her, we're talking about her.
But I wanted to say a couple other things.
But I was gonna spin off on her. But anyway, if you're gonna do it with Sheila, tie that other part into it. And I don't mean you have to have people flopping up and down, or people coming over, but just the conversation.
Yeah.
It could be the conversation, like, has somebody informed, when they thought Sheila was loose and all that, has somebody called Lauren, has somebody, but now, fast forward to what's
going on. It's really hard to do it when
Yeah.
they're two separate entities,
we went
two
there with
separate
Knots Landing
companies.
and Dallas, I understand.
Right.
If you want to go old school. So, that's fine, too, but I said I wasn't going to talk about her today.
But,
no, here I am talking
wanted to
about
get
her.
back to Ildra Dino. Right now, they have the big mystery going on with Tom.
So let's just cross over that.
And Sheila.
So Sheila's husband, Deacon, is working there.
No, he owns the restaurant.
I mean, he owns the restaurant.
Right. And we're trying to get Tom to come back. And Tom is, we believe, to be Luna's real father.
Because I was going to talk about Luna, Poppy,
Go
and
for
Bill.
It. Do it.
I'll leave RJ out the moment. But, I don't have to forget. Luna, Poppy, and Bill. Now, okay. Dollar Bill, you don't see.
No,
Don's great.
You really don't.
He doesn't get the airtime
but
he
he
needs
has
to get.
Good storyline right
and
now.
Then every 2 years, they come up with the storyline for him, and then you start seeing Dollar Bill.
I love Dollar Bill.
Dollar Bill should always be there. If you're only going to show 7 people, can you make it 8 and throw Dollar Bill in there?
Yeah, 7.5.
The last time we saw Dollar Bill, he was in this ridiculous storyline with Sheila, and I thought, well, all is forgiven. Take Dollar Bill off if I'm going to sit there and watch the story.
Well, he's in the storyline now.
So now he's in another storyline.
He has another kid.
Another
so
kid that's going to drive me crazy, because here's the situation, the way I feel about it. We have Liam.
Yes.
And we have the brother. Wyatt.
That shows you how
that shows you how often they're on.
Yeah.
And then we have Will, who's Bill's other kid.
Yes.
Every kid of Bill's, besides Will, has been this mystery kid. And Bill was on the show with Bill and the father and all this stuff, and then and also Bill didn't know about Wyatt. They have that like a backstory. The whole story with Bill and Quinn, and this one was like a story.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, to me, it's workable for Bill. And please, God forbid me, I am not trying to compare him to Elon Musk, but if he's a big billionaire, you know what I mean? But Bill's different. He's a billionaire. He looks good in the Playboy phase.
That's true
of
too.
his youth. So I could see him, having all these women. But the other day,
just can't get the Wi-Fi working on the plane. I still get that. Private plane, we can't get Wi-Fi working.
But the other day, he told Katie that she was the love of his life.
Yeah.
All while he's living with Poppy, and Poppy's worried that her gravy train is about to get pulled into the station because she's trying to get Bill to stay with her. She's going to use him for sex. Bill's moved her into the house.
He's always moving someone into the house.
He's got Luna, moving in there too.
I know it's a mansion.
And Luna's a grown woman.
We know it's a mansion. We know he has plenty of room, but they're acting like Luna's 12.
Yeah.
And they just discovered that she was, the kid.
Right.
And he's moving her in. He's back with her mom. They haven't been together for a while.
So I'm intrigued by the story. I'm waiting for Poppy to get called out on this whole thing. And it sounds like it might be because they have a murder mystery going around about, like, who killed Tom. And then I think the mystery is going to come out that Tom is really Luna's kid.
Yep.
I mean, Luna's father. And he threatened Poppy. I'm going to tell Poppy, yeah, she's my kid. I wish I could do the accent. I'm doing pretty good. She's mine, Poppy.
Don't do the accent.
Oh, okay, sorry. She's mine, Poppy. No,
don't do the accent.
So he's like, he said he wanted the kid. He was going to get his life back. He's going to reclaim it and everything. And then he gets poisoned with his energy drink. You see the gloved hands put him in the thing. And they had the suspects there. Who could it have been? Could it have been Jack? Or could it have been Aaron, who were there just for one day?
Yeah, they bring
just to make
suspects.
it seem. Yeah, I know.
The suspects are two characters we haven't seen
in months.
Since like months, weeks. They pop up today. Teddy King should be on the show doing something. Teddy King
and then
came on the show.
These two lawyers.
Won an Emmy, and we haven't seen them since. He got these two lawyers. Justin,
Aaron,
Aaron Spears. Justin?
Emmy nomination.
Justin?
Justin. That's how long it's been. Right.
He's Justin. We haven't seen since he got his last Emmy nomination.
Right.
Playing his part. They just pop up to town, and they go to this restaurant.
To be
restaurant
suspects.
People get shot at and everything else.
Yeah.
And it's the only restaurant in town. And it's in Beverly Hills now.
Right.
We live in L.A.
Beverly Hills adjacent.
There's more than one restaurant, okay?
and DoorDash and the little Coco Robobots deliver. Not
in Beverly Hills.
Homeless looking guy.
Yeah, why would you have this homeless looking guy delivering in Beverly Hills?
Yeah, I know.
It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
People wouldn't even take the order. And there's nothing against that. He would be working in the kitchen somewhere because they would say, we can't be taking orders. It's in Beverly Hills, DoorDash.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have little robots that they take it in Beverly Hills to your house, as long as you live on the first floor.
Yeah, they deliver your pizza for you. But
so you would have
suddenly everyone's getting orders at El Giardino's
for pizza. They got nothing else. It's Italian fancy
restaurant.
They
have nice
in Beverly Hills.
They have everything, but they're giving Deacon business, I guess,
in Beverly Hills.
Ordering pizza. Yeah.
So all I know is that if I almost got shot there, or my family members, and I'm in Beverly Hills, I know it's close to the office because they sometimes walk over. Sometimes they go for lunch. So it's very close. So I'm sure it's like next door, not the two, but
I don't know.
There's other places right next door that can get you a better service and get you and bring it to you.
One funny thing though,
why are
Lee
we there?
was there that night.
Yes.
As one of the other people, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just here for takeout on my way home." She was there to pick up her food or something on her way home.
Okay, and that was a little more realistic. Now they work at the hospital, and if you say the hospital, if it's like the Cedar Sinai, equivalent of the hospital, then it's right up the street on 3rd Street, headed to Beverly Hills where they're at. So, so when Finn pops up there every now and then, except he forgets something, I'm okay with that. When Lee pops in, because everybody pops in there, people just. You just come on in and you just go right through security. It's like they said, it's a family place.
Right.
Everybody in the family, you're all welcome. Come and have lunch. Other characters come. Liam always comes. Always from downtown.
Right.
Probably on Bill's private plane because you can't get from downtown to Beverly Hills.
But you can
in soap opera time.
Yeah, in Forster Land.
And Stephanie lives in Malibu, and I still don't know how she gets from Beverly Hills down PCH.
Yeah. It must be part of Genie or Bewitched or something.
But anyway, it's a soap opera. But the problem I'm having with the Bill story is that you have Bill. We bring another kid in. And you got Luna, who's getting a lot of airtime.
A lot of airtime.
She's
RJ's girlfriend now, so she's a
lot of
Coco, the new whatever.
And then she came in, and Lee is her aunt, played by my old buddy, Naomi, who I would love to see more on the show.
Right.
But she doesn't get that airtime. And then they bring in her sister.
I wonder if she's booked and busy. She might be.
She stays booked and busy.
Right.
So I'll give her credit. She stays booked and busy. My girl said, but we need more important people.
Right.
And then they bring in the sister. They bring in Poppy, who's Luna's mom. The sisters don't like each other. They have this past. So we've seen this before. It's very, very similar to the Quinn Denise Richards story, where they used to live in Vegas. They used to hang out.
Started.
And they used to party. So
I didn't like those two characters at all.
Okay, so you got Lee, who's like the good doctor, and she's married to, Jack and everything else. And then you got the crazy younger sister, Poppy, who, and you can see Poppy is the typical stereotype. She just goes and hangs out. She meets all these rich men.
Yeah, she hangs out at the music festival.
And the music festival. Yeah. She had her magic mints and everything else. So she meets this guy, Tom. And as I'm watching the show, I made a joke because we get all this airtime, with her. And she's revealed this guy's the father, but Bill thinks he's the father. We did a paternity test. Lee administrated. They said Bill was the father. And now we got this Tom guy running around.
I'm thinking, how did she rig that test?
Beverly Hills.
What did Poppy do?
He's getting his, in soap opera world, it's all, if the paternity test isn't some kind of scandal, then we got a problem.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But I want to know how she did it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out in about 7-8 months.
7-8 weeks, I'd say.
Okay, well.
They'd be on to something else by then.
Hey, we hope so. So anyway, Poppy does this thing, and she's thinking about Tom, and Tom's got his life together. He's doing like little coffee houses up at at Deacon's place. He's he's delivering stuff. He's a homeless guy. He used to be a partier. He used to be a musician. He's got he's
the one that found Sheila when they were looking for her. That's why everyone's so indebted to him, especially Deacon and Sheila and Finn. And
so I'm thinking, well, can we get this going on? Because I want to see what's going on with the other characters. And
it's a lot of time.
And then lo and behold, I totally made a kind of a joke about it. They did a flashback. I kid you not. A flashback. It was in black and white, and it was Poppy and
oh my God,
Tom guy.
They did.
It was supposed to be a scene of them.
They did.
It was like a bad scene from a 70s.
It was supposed to be a 30. It was supposed to 30 be years ago, 20 years ago.
Was she like 22, 20, whatever Luna is.
I don't know.
Say it's like 25 years ago.
Right.
And they're sitting together, and then it's like, you can research the year it is, and you can guess when he has the black leather jacket on, and he's got the hair. It's like,
he didn't look 20 years younger.
It didn't look 20 years younger, and I'm thinking, you just couldn't get a day player to come and play the 25-year-old guy, and then she's trying to play this person. You should have had Luna play her.
Yeah.
Luna should have been her in the wig, and
Yeah.
And then fix the wig, just change the hair a bit, and then they could have got anyone to play him.
Yeah.
But we got, Will coming on the show. Oh, you know who they could have got to play him?
Who?
They could have got, what's his name, on Young and the Restless that gets no airtime. Is it Connor? One used to be married to Melissa Orway on the show. Connor? No. See, he doesn't have airtime. Chance.
Uh-huh.
Get him down the hallway.
Oh, yeah, he could have
him come and play the younger version.
Yeah.
He can get no airtime over there. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And did they do a scene that said, like, what year it was? 87, 89?
No, it just
would have
came
been better.
out of left field.
Well, anyway, Poppy was thinking back to reminiscing to how he could have been the dad or something.
We didn't need it.
Remembering her one night with him, and I'm like, wait a minute.
It just wasn't
during
necessary.
That weekend. I know it was back in that time.
Was it Lollapalooza? Where was she?
I don't know, but she was with Bill and with Tom in that same weekend.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
And she was out. Oh, no, it was in San Francisco with her happy pill. So they try to do this thing like a Woodstock versus Lollapalooza versus something. And I'm like,
right.
It just, and it hit the jacket.
Bottle Rock.
And the Bottle Rock. It just was like, come on.
Yeah.
So they had that flashback. And then 2 seconds later, she flashed back to making out with Bill, which just happened the day before. It's like, we just saw it. It's like, you don't need all these flashbacks. But anyway, so that storyline's going on, taking up a lot of airtime and all that stuff, too. But the craziest storyline that we'll end with right now is this Thomas Paris Hope.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They have a new spin on the Thomas and Hope angst and triangle. Before it was Thomas, Hope, and Liam.
Yeah.
Where Thomas and Hope got together. Hope was ending her marriage, or she was writing her marriage to Liam, and she had her feelings for Thomas that she was all worried about, and she decided to act on them last year when they were in Italy for a fashion show.
And we had a podcast about that, how it just seemed weird.
Yeah.
Like, she was doing, I want you, I want you, I want you, and he was just like, okay, like it was like she was doing all the seducing, and we talked about this in detail.
When he's been the aggressor for the longest time, but now they turned it around.
Which could be twisty and which could be soapy. Thomas leaves with Douglas to go to Paris.
What's
he's
soapy
over there
right
working
now?
on international, Sports International.
He had to get away because
he wanted to marry her.
Hope, and Hope said no.
And Hope said no.
More than once.
So he goes over to Paris, and Paris, or the character, so another one you see every 2 years.
The character Paris.
Paris.
She's
is in Paris
over there,
working because she does work at the PR firm or the social media or the foundation or whatever firm.
Yeah, she moved to international.
And so they used to be roommates, so they meet, are hanging out there. They know each other.
Right.
They reconnect. They're working together. They come back and they're engaged to be married. Now, normally I'd be like, that is soapy. That is tricky. He used to date the sister. This could be all kind of messy, and Hope is losing her mind, and I would be loving it.
Yeah.
But I'm not loving it only because we already know how this is going to end.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it doesn't end.
Paris is going to get her heart broken.
Yeah, and I'm tired of Paris getting her heart broken. We've already done this story with Carter. Because she's dated 3 people already on that office. She had the thing with her and Carter were so in love, were going to get married, and then here come Quinn, broke it up. She had the thing with her and Zende. And they were a couple, and Zende was all ready to make the next move, and she didn't want him. She wanted Carter.
Right.
So now Paris is here, and she's throwing her heart out and all this stuff, too. And I'm like, this could be messy and soapy, and I could be for it. But I'm so cautious because I think it's going to find out with Paris getting hurt and burned again. We're not going to see her for another 2 years. And then Thomas is going to go back with, Hope. And then Hope is having like little crushes and feelings about Finn.
Yeah.
Which they kind of did that years ago when Paris was living with Steffi and Finn.
Yeah.
And she kind of had a crush.
But the thing about it is, I don't know if Hope doesn't know what she wants or what's going on, but today or one other day, she was right back onto her little crush with Finn. And so I'm like, I don't understand.
Everybody has a crush on Finn.
And Brooke is like, oh, Lord, what is going on with my child? She wants Thomas. Thomas is the right person for her. And then, so now Thomas comes back and he's engaged. And now Hope's like, oh, I don't know about Thomas. And Ridge is just like happy. He's like, if he marries Paris, there's no drama. So I'm good.
And then the funny part about it was Ridge said, oh, no, can we have the wedding here, Eric?
Yeah.
Grandpa. He said, sure. I'm like, okay, Zende the excellence there. So Eric's like, it's all one big happy family.
Yeah, and it's harder going to marry them.
I ain't got to pay for nothing. Everything's right here in the house. We can keep security, fights, and everything happens.
Yep.
When drama starts, we're all right here. And Ridge is looking like, you know what? We like Paris. We've been working with her for years.
Oh, he said the best line.
And to top it all, wait, what was your best line?
No, when he goes, oh, I love it. We know Paris. We love Paris. She's a lovely girl. It's not like he brought some gold digger from Pacoima.
Yeah.
Brought home some gold digger or some like floozy from Pacoima.
That was a really good line.
And I'm like, oh my God.
My line was when he said about getting married there. He said, oh, we can have Carter do the ceremony. I'm like, Ridge, Carter, your best friend, who I used to almost got married to, who used to date your old stepmom, and Eric, and whatever. It's like, Carter can do the thing. And then when did Katie and Carter break up?
They broke up off screen.
That's the one thing we could have saw on the screen.
They broke up off screen in some conversation, pretty much because one day Katie goes, "You were my best boyfriend or my first husband." Wait, we did break up. Yeah, I know. But it's for Katie to have re-examine her feelings for Bill, because she's looking at Bill like whatever. And I love my Bill and my Katie. Mm-hmm. They have messed them up, but Don Diamont and Heather Tom have a way of selling themselves.
They do.
Because when you see them. Yeah, they had a conversation the other day, and I was like, oh my God. And then Katie went over to visit Bill, or to talk to Bill about Will. She's making excuses now for her, for her to go over because she's jealous with Poppy. Yeah. And she doesn't want to admit it. And Poppy was looking over there like, getting all territorial, like, I'm in the house now. And Katie's looking like, this is my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it will be my house again. You just don't know it yet, but it will be.
Yeah, Bill got this big old house on the beach and all that. But, he's got security guards and all that. People just come in and go. I don't know how Sheila got through here. Anyway. Yeah. Katie comes, the guard just pulls Katie right in, and Katie just walks right in the door.
Right.
That's what makes it funnier. But the whole connection between Katie and Bill getting together is because Will, they always send these kids off to boarding school.
Yeah.
So Will is coming back now, and he's going to be
all
older.
grown up.
He's going to be all grown up, so we got him cast, and he's cast by, he's Joshua Murrow's son.
Yes,
in real life, who's on Young and the Restless.
Yeah, who plays Nick on Young and the Restless. His son will be playing the grown-up Will, or the teenage Will, or the young adult Will, however
we don't know how he's going to be,
right.
But we know we last saw him, I think he was like 4 or 5 maybe, 2 or 3, a Will. We saw
Will
was
last.
he that older?
Yeah.
I must have missed it.
No.
Wait, because Heather Tom's son was playing Will.
Right.
Was there another Will between that action somewhere?
No, I apologize. It wasn't. I'm confusing Will with RJ.
So I'm hoping on the plus side, by the son's coming, I'm hoping he'll be all up in dad about what's going on here with his mystery new sister and all that.
Yeah, he might be the one to figure it out.
We hope so. And I'm hoping that means we're going to see more of Katie and Bill.
Right.
And like I said, it's no disrespect against the actors that play Luna and the actors that play Poppy. They're great. But I think they're taking up a little bit too much airtime.
I like it,
that
though.
I think could go to like Paris.
Right.
And Zende, who pops in and out.
Yeah.
And there's like 12 or 10. When you watch the credits, there's a lot of people. You just don't see these people.
You could use them more.
And I know all of them are on contract. You just don't see them. So I'm hoping, in between the 15 times we hear Sheila and the 15 times we say, four creations, and, like that, maybe we can see more.
Sheila, a little sick of her.
Maybe we can see more of the other characters. So I was going to mention one thing about Brooke and Ridge, but we don't have time today.
I still like them.
We did mention Ridge.
Yeah, and Brooks, Gwen, they're going to redo the Brooks bedroom line, and Brooke is going to take more of an active executive role in the company, much to Steffi's chagrin. She doesn't like Brooke. She doesn't want to work with Brooke, and Ridge is like, too bad. You're going to have to work together. But they're slowly working that storyline in right now.
Yeah, and that could be, and that could be a conflict.
Yep.
And that could also be good. We could start this conflict. We already got the two daughters ain't getting along, and that was the same thing with the Taylor and Brooke, and now we got Steffi and Finn.
Steffi and Hope. Over Finn and over Thomas.
So now we can put that in there.
Right.
But that's what's going on in Bold and the Beautiful. So that's what you missed.
That's a lot.
And that's pretty much all you did miss. Yeah. Because they have those 2 storylines, and that's what's going on. Yeah.
Well, they have 3.
What's the third?
They have Thomas now. They have Poppy.
Yeah.
No, the whole and then Brooke's little bit.
Oh, then Brooke. Yeah, we were going to talk about Brooke
and Paris. All that. They got a few.
But so I wondered if I was. I want to know who hasn't got married in Eric's house. That's all we want to wrap up on.
Okay, you know who hasn't got married in Eric's house? Carly, Sonny, Drew, Michael, Willow. So yeah, let's go head over to Port Charles.
There's always time.
Yeah, there is always time.
Everyone gets married in Eric's house.
Right.
Eric lives in
Even Eric.
But one thing I will give credit to Eric as we spend to our next soap. One thing about Eric's house is big.
Yeah.
And you can, and they show the scenery. They show.
And you know what I like about Eric too?
They show everything.
He has that I don't give a shit attitude.
People come in, people go and all that stuff too. Unlike the next show we're going to talk about,
live life,
which is General Hospital, who has the Quartermaine house
that they're trying to turn into the brownstone.
Mansion.
Yeah,
it's a mansion. Like but I don't understand. This is a big, huge mansion, but Geo is interrupting people, and so-and-so's running people, and everyone's moving in. Okay, it's a mansion.
And I think they're doing that. Maybe they're doing it to save sets,
to save time,
save design. Because if they keep that Quartermaine mansion up, they can build 3 or 4 sets and never have to go anywhere. I don't know, but
I'm like,
it's annoying.
And let's just start right off with today's show.
Go for it.
Because on my list, I have a few choice people. And let's just start off with Ryan Lavery. And yes, I called him Ryan Lavery.
Oh, my God.
Ryan Lavery
has gone onto Port Charles and taken Drew's body.
Over the show.
All of a sudden, they think he is this great guy. He's so fantastic. He's running for Congress. He has nothing in his head. And I know because this is an election year in real life and there's all this business going on. They figured, hey, let's do an election storyline. It'll be a lot interesting. And it would be interesting if they really stopped with the he's such a great guy.
They went on for like 20 minutes today, which
is good because he's about to have a scandal.
That's
At least
true.
I hope so.
That's true. They went on about 20 minutes today to talk about how hot he is.
Yeah,
and
I know.
To the point, it was getting a bit.
It was embarrassing,
ridiculous, and how great he is, and how a good person. It's like, are you trying to convince the audience this?
Right.
And I love Cameron Mathison. You know we love Cameron Mathison.
Because I think in the last 3 or 4 weeks, he's been coming across as some kind of rage monster. I call him the Incredible Hulk sometimes because I'm like, is he going to Hulk out? Is he really still Drew? Did he get his whole memory thing back? Is he not anywhere? Is someone going to say a word? Or snap their fingers and he's going to turn back into like
the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, Incredible Hulk.
So that's got to be what it is. I think they're getting the feedback and all that stuff too. And I called him Ryan Lavery because
he is
Ryan Lavery.
Right.
Why didn't they just make the character? You know we love Cameron Mathison. Sweetest guy ever. We love him.
He's great. I like him.
He's so sweet. Why didn't they just make him be Ryan Lavery? And he even said that was a conversation that he had with Frank when he first was going to be on the show. And they decided to make, he said it. They decided to make him be Drew.
Yeah.
Which, and it isn't like Drew's a new character.
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to compare this
He
Drew.
is a new character in the sense that when they cast Cam Mathison in that role, the whole personality shifted. Everything shifted about the guy. The only thing that doesn't work for me, well, there's a lot of things that don't work for me, but one of the main things that don't work for me is that he doesn't really have that much history. It's like they kind of changed it. He has like history with Sam.
Yeah.
Only on paper though. You haven't really seen it.
Yeah.
He has history with Elizabeth, but only on paper. He is supposed to be uncles and father figures to Scout, who's really his kid, right?
Yeah.
And then Jake, who is his nephew.
Yeah.
And Danny.
He ain't seen anything.
Yeah,
although he did see,
but he hasn't. No, really he did see tried.
Cameron at Kelly's about 2 years ago, and that was a really cute scene with Elizabeth. You kind of was like, oh, he's back, everything else, and you don't want to compare it to the work that Billy Miller did. I'm like, you're supposed to be Jason's brother, and you got Mom. It's like, what's happening? You know, you're already Monica's sons.
It's weird.
Not Monica's sons. These are like Alan's kids, and you know, us who go way back. Remember when Susan got pregnant? It's like, what is happening here? And
what's happening is that they're trying to redo everything or trying to make it different, and it's not working. I don't know.
And then we have to quote today's show. We have like a little twist here between him and Nina are having hate sex, and then today she's like,
hate sex, but maybe not hate sex.
She was like, talking about how hot he is, and then Sasha goes, I kind of suspected it. It was only for a plot point.
Yeah.
What do you mean you kind of suspected? You ain't seen Nina in weeks.
Yeah.
They got you cooking it. That's what we won't get on that. They got you cooking in the kitchen.
Oh.
And then nothing. The Quartermaines are rich. They have money. They have butlers and servants and all that. And they only have Sasha and Yuri.
Yeah,
Sasha's cooking.
Sasha's the help now.
And you got Lisa LaCicero, chopping up onions in the kitchen just for old time's sake.
I hate it.
Let me just stop it.
Yeah, I hate
Quartermaines, they live in a mansion.
That Quartermaine.
It's supposed to be estates, a property. When Ava got stabbed last year, they miles away.
Okay, and where's Lucy?
Yeah.
And where's Ava?
It's just weird.
Where are people that should be there causing trouble at the Quartermaines are not there?
You got people, Dante and Sam was there, and I thought they were moving in. I'm like, everybody else is there. Sam and they were on the patio by themselves. I'm like, they're moving in too.
Yeah, but I don't like the boarding house edition of the thing. The one bright spot with that whole thing is Tracy. Tracy, she works with everybody. On that
Thank
show.
God for Tracy.
Yeah.
And I hope I know Jane Elliott's not there, not there for a long time. Like she, comes and goes, and Frank got her to do a signature contract. So I know Tracy's not going to be around on that show forever. But it's like, thank God.
Yeah, find some way to immortalize
today,
her. Make her stay as long as give her anything she wants.
He's flirting with Jordan, kind of like that. And then they've been, then Willow and him have been having this weird kind of relationship, which to me, I was like, they're going to go there with that. But it depends on how you look at it. I was suspicious. We talked about it.
Yeah, but see, I didn't catch it.
We talked about it at a benefit. I'm like, what's going on here?
I know. I'm like, good. I see them. They're friends and everything. But it's just like, there's like no build up to it. Nothing
it's just a plot point to make her and Nina get into an argument later.
Yeah,
so
but no conversation. Yeah,
and why did she kiss him? She looked out the window. She saw Wiley, so every time she sees Wiley or mentions Wiley, she gets turned on or something. She used to go get Michael.
That's what aphrodisiac, I guess.
So she mentioned Wiley. Oh, Wiley playing in the yard. And of course, you don't see him. She's like, Wiley, don't play ball in the house. Be careful.
But it's just weird.
And all of a sudden, I'm going to miss you, Drew. I don't want you to move to D.C.
Yeah,
I don't want you to leave.
Okay.
If you win.
That whole entire conversation came out of nowhere. She had 2 or 3 conversations where she was like, back in the day when she had cancer, she's miraculously cured now, when she was confiding in TJ. And her
that
and
would have
TJ
been the
were
time
talking.
if you're going to do it.
Yeah, and then if her and Drew were going to do it, there should have been some kind of secret still between them. Or something
It's just weird. It's
something that makes them act on the attraction. Because people are attracted to people all the time.
Yeah.
But they never act on it. They have respect for their spouses, respect for their family, respect for respect for his political career, respect for her reputation. But all of a sudden, you're just going at it. They're going to be on the couch doing it in the house on 4th of July.
On the 4th of July.
Everybody
there, and not including
just
all the people that live there that we haven't seen yet. We'll see them tomorrow. Everyone on the property. Everybody.
It's just really.
It just seemed like they had the script. We're going to do this for February, come up in February. And then someone said, oh, you know what? These storylines are going a little too long.
Yeah, let's cut these up.
Or ABC, someone said, we need to lose this and get back on it. And they said, okay, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, let's have the affair in July rather than August. Or September, yeah.
It just didn't make, it isn't going to be an affair. It's going to go, we're going to stop tomorrow, and they're going to lead you on. And Sasha,
they didn't stop for I forgot about Sasha. She saw
Sasha's going to break it. We don't really know. And then
Sasha's going to clutch her pearls and be like, oh my God. And she's going to leave and go to Cody Cody's busy. He ain't got time for Sasha to tell what she saw.
And then, Cody finally told Mac.
And Nina's going to be like, did you see Drew?
Yeah, we won't get the details about that. We'll talk the next podcast because we knew why that got extended because John was on medical leave. So that was like a cliffhanger with Cody. So Cody's busy. But I'm sure Cody will be there because the place turned into a kid land.
Yeah, but
we got Violet living there. Everyone's living there now. I'm your son. Yeah. And I'm
just told it out of nowhere.
I was like, whoa, we got another thing going on. I'm like, this is a Friday cliffhanger show on a Monday. But
it's like they said, you know what? The ratings are bad. We got to get this thing rolling. That's how we do it. So let's drop that FBI storyline for a couple of days.
That's what it sounds like.
Let's go to Port Charles and just kind of do as much as we can.
But that's the impression I get because when they start cutting things up, someone told us that once.
What ain't working?
You start chopping it up. And sometimes it's not you saying it. Sometimes it's someone else. I think they're looking through things and we got to wrap some storylines up.
Yeah, what ain't working? Because there's a lot. I can't think of one storyline that I like at the moment.
And that's sad.
Yeah.
Because this time 6 months ago, maybe February or March, I was so excited.
We were very happy.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see the changes that are going to be made.
Yeah,
we have a new writer coming in, a new writer with the track record from other shows that I really like. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. I told everybody. And now it's
you got egg on your face.
Got 6 or 7 months in the
big
thing,
disgrace.
and I'm like
mud on your face, kicking your can all over the place.
Due to time, I won't mention the Queen reference, but every now and then when you have to mention a reference, you have to do it.
I thought I would give you one.
You gave me your end, but I know we're short on time, and I got a lot more to say. So that's what's going on.
Oh my God!
And it's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy. One more thing. There's 2 more things that drive me crazy. Yes. I'll make one real short. Because I got to talk about the third thing. There's 2 things drive me crazy. One drive me crazy than the other. So I'm going to say that
give me the Reader's Digest version of the second
crazy thing. Maria Santos.
Oh my God.
And I say Maria Santos because she should have came on the show.
I like Eva
with Maria Santos with Ryan Lavery. They could have came together. If you watched All My Children, Maria was a doctor.
Finn is spiraling. They had a whole thing they need a neurologist. Maria Santos, she could have come, and
it would
have been a better introduction to the character. And then if you would have saw her with her homophobia, something like that, that would have been fine. I personally don't think she has chemistry with Sonny.
Nope.
I think that they should have tried her with other people before they did it, and she should have been on the staff at the hospital. She clashes with Portia. Yeah. She clashes with Terry. she clashes with Elizabeth.
It writes itself.
Yeah, I know. Only because
if you're going to bring her,
because she has a different style. And then Blaze didn't even have to be her daughter. She could have been her goddaughter. She could have been, I don't know, Haley and Mateo have a different kid. She could have been like a niece or something that she's supposed to look out for. They could have
covered it.
Yeah.
They could have covered it. She could have been Maria Santos.
Yeah.
Hey, Blaze could have been their cousin. We know
that.
Like,
there's plenty of Santos. So
there's plenty of Santos. Yeah. There could have been a cousin. And, cousins are going to come look out for each other.
Exactly.
She come support Charles if you were going to do it.
She's not a very well-written character. And I think it's because she has a paper-thin backstory.
Oh,
what is her backstory?
It is so paper-thin and we don't have time to talk about something. And then, I'm only going to be 2 minutes on that. Okay, and then they have her on here. She's a recurring character. She's not a contract. And
but she's got a lot of airtime, a lot of screen time.
She has so much airtime. I'm sorry. I love you, Eva LaRue. It's nothing personal against the actress.
Right.
But the character could not be more hateful. You have, so not only...
Oh, and then they're trying to soften her.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
It's not working.
It ain't working. So then you have her, she's this momager. Where was momager when you had this link dude running around with the same character? Where was this momager then?
Right.
She's a deception going through the contract. She's in a recording studio.
How old is Blaze?
She's in a recording studio.
That's the part I'm very confused by.
Brooklyn's not here because she's getting married. But I'm here in the studio.
She has family things to do. Her father-in-law just died on her damn honeymoon.
She got things to do.
And you're criticizing
and you're in the studio and you're telling the engineer, no, I can make the decisions on the track record that we're going to have from the label, okay? Now, there's a couple things wrong with the story. Now, I have a background from record labels.
There's more than a couple.
Okay, yeah. I worked for record labels.
Yes.
That ain't happening. Mom is not in the studio making these decisions.
No.
Okay? If she is the manager, okay? She ain't in the studio.
Yeah.
Doing that with the engineer right there. It's not happening, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just number one.
Yeah.
Number two, what kind of label is she on? Is she on a Christian record label?
She's on something.
Is she on...
Does she have a morals clause in her contract?
A morals clause in her contract?
Yeah.
Because they're playing it so like she's canceled. Is it an independent label? Okay. Is it a small independent label where there's not a lot of money and they have investors and this is why? Because the way they described her, she was like Beyonce.
Yeah,
level.
And I don't understand.
She was Rihanna's
why
level.
Wouldn't
she's supposed to be this huge star?
And I feel like
and no one recognizes
her mother
could have just been the teenage kids are the ones that recognize her.
Yeah, and I feel like her mother could have just been a mother, a meddling mother, or a mother in general, or overprotective or oversensitive mother. I don't think she had to be a business partner too, because then that makes it all muddled. Because all of a sudden it's like they're going over her contract with deception. She's going to be the new face of deception. I don't think she should have been the face of deception to begin with. That's a whole other story.
And then why are we blending these two contracts?
Right.
If she's a record label person,
right?
If they would have got her endorsing to be with, that's a whole separate entity with the label.
It has nothing to do with the other thing. So
now she's canceled,
right?
Because she is bisexual. Is she bisexual or is she just...
Oh, she's dating Christina.
Well, we know Christina's bisexual.
I don't want to get any
we don't want to get any things wrong.
Any pronouns wrong, any genders wrong.
Right. But we know Christina is...
But she's gay.
Christina is bisexual, okay? We know that because that's been said on the show. I don't know what Blaze is. But anyway, but she's dating her, okay? And she's in the closet from her mom. Yet she is all out with Christina in town. She's supposed to live with Beyonce.
Yeah, she's all over.
She went to this wedding.
Social media, yeah.
And so I'm sure at this Quartermaine wedding, I'm sure they had cameras and live streams and everything so people in Jersey can watch it because the Quartermaines have money.
Yeah.
And this big thing. So is this hidden?
Out, yeah. Well,
so she's saying,
I guess in Ava's defense, Ava didn't know she was in the closet.
Of course not.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knew she was in the closet.
Ava leaking that tape, classic and soapy.
Oh, that was nice.
Her
say what you want. Everybody's ragging on Ava right now, but I'm going to say this. I am Team Ava from 100%, 1,000%. I love me, Maura West. To me, she is the best actress in daytime television. Love that girl. She can do no wrong for me. I love how entertaining and how gray she can be, how dark she can be, and how light she can be when she's around Trina.
And some people don't like that character.
I love it all.
Fair enough. You don't have to like that character.
I'm not
what she
like
did,
it. I find her entertaining.
Soapy, that's classy.
Right.
What I did like, I gotta keep it short. What I didn't like was the way Sonny handled it. He was so mad at Ava, but everybody was giving this to Talia, that's her name. Santos, like a pass.
Yeah.
They were giving her a pass. They had this whole big scene of Blaze telling her off.
Yeah, and Sonny's going to give her a whole hour to try to talk about herself,
like 6
whatever.
Scenes
yeah, and then
her
she
talking
goes,
about herself.
"Oh,
and I'm
my
like,
daughter, I can't talk to my daughter." So she's actually coming to explain herself to Sonny.
Yeah, and everyone's getting all this.
Isn't your daughter supposed to be your number one priority?
Yeah, all this point of view.
You're so worried about her livelihood, her contract, or this.
Not only we got the deception storyline, we got this storyline going on about her and Christina and this record company
and
this
the baby
deception and all that. And now we have this baby going on. I'm only going to say 2 or 3 things about this baby. Christina's having a baby. I've always said I want to see more of the Davis girls.
You careful what you wish for.
Careful what you wish for.
Because you got too much Davis girls.
Davis girls going on with Sam. It's nothing against those actresses.
I don't mind the 2 new Davis girls. What I don't like is that this time last year, Davis Girls episodes counts were like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And now it's gone up to like 15 episodes.
To clarify.
Per month. That's way too
Nothing
much.
against Jacqueline, who plays Blaze. Nothing against that real actress. I liked Kate Manzi. I love Kate. Kate's cool. I liked her on Days. I don't like her as Royal Christina. I don't
think she's right for Christina.
I like
she's
Christina,
miscast,
the character.
Right.
But I liked it with Lexi.
I would have preferred she be a new character.
Maurice admitted at the convention how he was just like, I don't know about this. And he's like, well, I got to give it a chance to work with her. We've got like 19 Mollys or whatever. They showed another Molly the other day on one of the reruns. And we got, we had to...
I like this Molly.
We had to
I wish I'd seen more of her in TJ.
Maybe it would have worked if they had to only replace one, but due to some other circumstances, they had to replace it. Haley Puno. So probably it would have probably blended better with Kate and Haley. I don't really know. But the problem I have with this, the biggest problem I have with this, will throw into my next and final thing that's driving me crazy. TJ is like a sidewalk, a footnote in his own story.
Yeah.
TJ is the father of this kid, in case you don't know and catch up. Molly and TJ wanted to have a baby, and Christina, Molly's sister, is carrying the kid for them.
Right.
Okay? TJ,
nowhere in the
story.
Nowhere in the storyline, and it's his damn kid.
Where is he?
Nowhere.
He's a contract actor, a full-time contract actor. He is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and then how is he feeling about the kid? There's a whole, remember, he always thinks Christina's always causing some trouble.
Yeah.
Well, here's this whole storyline, Christina being outed, they want to drop her from the center, I was like, where's TJ? Where's TJ to go, ha ha ha, or to knock on Christina's door and go, I know everything's okay. Do you need something? Do you need whatever? Or where is he to say?
And the last time we saw him, he was mad, and he's so against Sonny. And Sonny, like, did they forget the history of TJ and Sonny?
Yeah, they did.
Did they forget that?
Yeah, Sonny. He might as well be calling him Uncle Sonny.
Did they forget that?
Yeah, they did.
It was a different actor, but did they forget it? I don't know. But anyway, so to go into my last subject. And since I got TJ, we'll start on 2-2.
That segues.
Because that segues
I think I know what you're going to say.
Yes, I am. Why is TJ with an episode count of 3 episodes last month? Let me calm down. Okay? Where are the minority characters?
Yeah.
Where are the black
missing.
people? Let's start with the black people first.
Yeah, they're pretty much
Where
missing.
are the black people? I'm over it.
Yeah, there should be.
Over it, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, where are the storylines?
Where are they? They have just disappeared. It's like, where did they go? This show has black people on their cast. They have 4 or 5 contract players.
Yeah.
On that are
and they have minor characters. They went to the point of saying that they hired minor characters.
Yeah. Made a big point
Nina
to say
had
about
an assistant.
Nina had an
assistant manager at Kelly's.
Those people are recurring. I don't expect to see them every day.
But they went to the point.
They went to the point of saying we hired them.
Yeah.
The press or whatever.
We'll be seeing them more.
So what story are we trying to tell? Like, what story are we trying to tell, and where did they go? Now we know people can't be on screen every day of the week.
This is true, but some people can.
Because this show is over
populated.
They have too many characters.
Right, they do.
They really do. This is a cast that has too many characters.
Yeah.
Now, when you watch other soaps, and I won't say their names, Days of Our Lives, and you look at the episode counts, it balances itself out.
Yeah, I wish
when you watch
the show had more
soap
balance.
opera,
everybody has maybe 12 to 13 episodes.
Out.
That's a balance.
You can watch a week and you might not see someone, but they'll pop back. You may not see them a couple of days, and they kind of pop back in.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, really, really
They
confused.
have the benefit of, they are able to do more umbrella type stories, more stories where everyone gets a job, everyone works, whereas, I don't know, this show just does not do it. Just does not do it.
It's driving me crazy. Okay, so then we got this issue with this where, to keep it real short, Tabiana Ali, who plays Trina.
Love Trina.
You know Trina's my favorite character on that show.
I love Trina.
You know I love Trina. Anyway, had this issue where there was like a lot of racist things going on, and people calling out. It was a whole thing online. It was been going on and on and on and on.
Ridiculous.
And it finally got played out, in the press, which it should have. Everything else, and General Hospital, the show, which is I love it. I love that show. I've been watching it since I was little. They put out a statement and said, bullying and this racism has no place in Port Charles. It has no place, whatever.
GH is for everyone.
I know Port Charles is for everyone, it said. Maybe it should have said the world. I don't know. But it's like there's so many things they have done in the past, which to me was just so borderline. Like undertone racial issues.
Right.
And I don't think it was like, we're just doing it because we're racist ourselves. But it was like, it's the underlying tone. We've talked about it plenty of times. Right. I won't even get on that dark Esme
I know, to the point where it feels intentional, but it isn't. And I just think that maybe some people, when they look and they see stuff, you go, oh, why are they doing it this way?
Yeah.
Why it seems like this? Like, if you're, and I always say this, and it may be the wrong thing for me to say, and hopefully it's not. Like, if I'm a woman and something happens, you go, why would they put the woman? I noticed that they put the women in the shorts, but the men are in their, full-on pants.
Exactly.
Why are they objectifying a woman? Or why did they have this one thing? Why are the people of color in the corner in this one little thing, not even in the screenshot?
Not in the screenshot.
What the hell?
Who did that? And like I said, I don't think they said, let's just put them there. But it's the underlying stuff, like, what are you saying? And I have this conversation, and I'm having this conversation as a black woman.
Right.
You're a black woman.
Black women,
Black women.
Sisters, not twins.
Sisters, not twins. And it's driving me insane. So I thought, well, let me take a step back and ask one of my friends, with the whole Esme story. One of my friends, who's Italian.
Yeah.
She is, Caucasian Italian. She said, I hate the character of Esme. It was driving her as well as insane as we were. And when I mentioned the scene that happened, she was like, I didn't think of it that way.
Right.
So when you think of it, so it goes where people are saying, you shouldn't think of that. Everything's not racism. And we're not saying it's racism. We're saying it's the underlying things. There was a conversation.
It's saying that as a black woman, I noticed it.
Yeah. I noticed it right away.
Exactly.
My one friend didn't notice it right away.
Right.
Until I brought it up. But we still had the common denominator. We didn't like the character of Esme.
Right.
So it came up the thing. And I love Avery Pro. Great girl, love it. That character. That character wrote out as well.
I know.
But there was a line last week or the other week when Max said, I always thought you were better for the job, Anna, than Jordan.
Yeah,
and it was like
no offense to Jordan, but I'm like, wait a minute, what?
It came out of left field. What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that say?
Was that a dig on Jordan and how she did her job? And and I have issue with, I love Anna. I think she's great and all this kind of stuff, but...
Yeah, I've been rocking with Anna since all my children.
Yeah, I know, but all of a sudden they like, we have to give Anna back the commissioner's job, so let's just kick Jordan out.
Kick Jordan out.
Yeah, I know. We'll just make Jordan the deputy mayor.
Yeah.
And give her something better to do, and then not show her. She was a partner with Anna in this whole storyline.
So she's working with Laura in the mayor's office, and Jordan is a contract player. Nowhere to be found. Portia's a contract player. Nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Curtis is a contract player. Nowhere to be found. Tabiana.
Curtis is found. Curtis is.
So we found
he's a yes person to Drew.
He's now a yes person to Drew. When he owned a club this time, whatever. Portia was running the hospital, had a big storyline with her daughter, and all of a sudden she's a talk to at the hospital to pop up just to pop up and say, "Oh, we got to check on Finn's record," and then she disappears.
Yeah, what happened?
Then you have TJ, who has a storyline, contract player, nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Then you have Trina.
I'm pretty sure that he's going to find out off screen that Christina had the baby.
Exactly.
He won't even be there.
He won't even be there. Then you have Trina, who I'm most mad about, who was on this show.
Trina dropped out of school.
She dropped out of school.
Yeah, she was babysitting that kid.
Babysitting
who she shouldn't be a kid.
Ace, yeah.
Yeah, she's working at the gallery with Ava again, sure, but they have kind of diminished that too in a way. Yeah,
exactly.
And she is sharing an apartment with Jocelyn, but how much time has she even been in that apartment?
No, she has not been in that apartment. It's like,
not once.
Why? Okay, Spencer was a major character. You know I love Spencer, and you know I love Nicholas Chavez. Okay, Nicholas Chavez had a 3-year deal. That 3-year deal would have been over already. He would have been off that screen. There was only a few months left on his contract.
So he might have died anyway.
He was either going to die or leave. He was not going to re-sign that contract. It wasn't going to happen. You know, it just wasn't. We've been saying that for 3 years.
Did he take Trina's storyline with them? Did they not have a plan for Trina?
Was there no plan?
Did the network?
Okay. And
did they say, "Oh, here's our Bible for Trina," and they said, "Oh, no, we don't want that, whatever." So they're like, start over, and they have yet to write Trina's story.
Yeah. We knew he was filming this movie for Monsters. It was this time last year when they announced the movie. It was supposed to start in September. The writer's strike delayed it. So you knew he was leaving. You knew in December when they shot the last scenes. You knew he was going to go over the bridge or whatever. You know, you knew all that was going to happen. So Trina should come home and be grieving. Spencer's kids are half the town.
Yeah, but you know what happened? They went, you know what, he's gone. We think he's coming back. We're not sure. But hey, we have Steve Burton. Everything's fine. So you know what? We've got Jason back. So let's bring Jason back. And I feel like it's backfiring on them because this Jason storyline is ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't have time to talk about Jason today. We will get on
but
Jason
I don't like
time.
it. And
we'll get on Jason next
I wish
time.
it were different.
And nothing against Steve Burton in the show. But, okay, so we had nothing to do with Trina because we thought Nicholas was coming back regardless of whatever else too. But Trina has family in town. Trina has not talked to her mom in 7 months. A fan pointed out to me the other day since Spencer's funeral. Everyone on this show has had a conversation with their mother, down to Lois, who had a conversation with Ellen Travolta on her show. Why isn't there a scene with
Lois
Trina?
had scenes with Brooke Lynn about something that didn't even happen.
3 times.
That nobody even knows.
3 times.
Yeah.
But Lois, is that her name? Lois.
But Portia
had a conversation with Ellen Travolta, who plays her mom, a recurring character, who we don't see. They had a full-on conversation.
Oh, yeah, at the wedding a couple of times.
Why hasn't Trina and Portia shared any scenes together? Why hasn't TJ had any scenes with Jordan to talk about what happened?
Right.
Trina's go-to used to be Marsha. Well, you got rid of that actor off the contract. The only actor who won
an Emmy,
acting Emmy last year.
It's not right, and it's not okay.
So he should pop up and have a talk to Trina. Stella is recurring. So Stella's around, but does Stella have 500 times with Trina? No, she's all of a sudden Tracy Quartermaine's talked to.
Yeah.
Which is cool. They could be friends.
Right, but she can't talk to her niece.
She's doing a high five, and yay, woo, we worked out the team in the hospital with Felicia, who we never see us on the story, and TJ. They had one scene on Juneteenth. They popped up and said, yay, teamwork, and we never saw them again.
Was that on Juneteenth?
It was on Juneteenth.
Oh
yes,
my God,
it was.
how embarrassing.
Because I watched another show who was reading comments and reading passages and telling the history of Juneteenth on another show.
Right.
And showing other characters who came back from town.
General Hospital does not do holidays well. Let's be honest.
But they don't do holidays well. But it just
We're just not doing the 4th of July, and it's like, I don't know,
why,
3 or 4 days later.
Okay, and I'm not saying we see Trina every day, because no one should be on every day.
Right.
But it's driving me crazy, because every time we see her, it's like she's in the background, or she's conversation. There's been more conversation of where Trina is than seeing Trina.
Right.
Trina was mentioned today. Trina was mentioned the other day.
Yeah, Trina's and I feel like they're like, oh, people are going to wonder where Trina is. Let's throw in a line to explain where she is, rather than actually having her there.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. It just feels
she's
that
a
way
popular
sometimes.
She's a popular character. She gets tons of mail. She gets tons of calls. Producers have told us this. Why are we showing her? And I'm not saying we need to see her. And her and Ava have a really good relationship. Show her with Ava. But the way there's leading to her and Ava are going to have a little problem. And then they got her involved in the Sunny storyline. And I'm still furious that she went to see Sonny to pick up some for A, but it was like she was an assistant.
And he didn't even ask about Spencer once or how she
Sonny
was doing.
have always been close. Sonny would have said, maybe it was the meds, or not meds, and that sort of thing. He would have said, Trina, let's talk.
We don't have time to get into
It's kind of like
Sonny.
Spencer has disappeared.
Because I'm done with him, too.
Every relative, they're like, woo, he's dead, you know.
No, he was mentioned today.
Yeah, but he was mentioned today from Laura, who was a whole other subject.
Yeah.
Mac mentioned, thank you, Mac.
We don't have time for Laura.
We don't have time for Laura. Laura will be the next podcast. But where are the black people? Where are the Asian people? Where are the minority characters? Where are they?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at that episode count, and for 2 months in a row, the black and Asian characters were the last ones on the call sheet. To the fact that new characters on the show that have been on the show for a month to 2 months have already passed their airtime up.
Yeah.
What is happening?
I don't know.
And I'm not saying they need to be doing 100 storylines. Just have a conversation. Meet at Kelly's. Have Trina go to the house, take her mom to lunch. And if you're going to have everyone live at the Quartermaine thing, everyone lives at the Quartermaines, and Portia was at the Quartermaines today. She didn't go see her daughter. Daughter was there. It's like, come on. Is this going to change?
Yeah, she knew, Trina will be down, or where's Trina? There's no...
she was just there.
There's no cohesiveness.
In the background. And to close it out,
yeah,
you mean to tell me...
Seeing Monica?
Yeah.
Did she come downstairs?
Did she see Monica?
What was she doing there?
Maybe she went and saw her upstairs and she came down late.
I don't know.
But we saw her to see with Matt. And to close it out, Jordan is the most beautiful one on that show.
I know.
Yet she goes home alone at night, and
no
people have 3 or 4 people. No storyline. I know poor Charles isn't a dominant black child, but come on. This woman is the most beautiful woman in
There's
town.
that detective
no
Bennett.
storyline. Yeah, Bennett.
Yeah.
Jagger. Everyone should be looking at her when she walks in the room.
Yeah.
Today she sat in the background and said 2 lines. Go, Drew, go. Or whatever that.
Yeah.
Go, Q, go.
You go, Drew.
Come
Drew,
on.
whatever his name is. Yeah.
Come on. If you talk the talk, do the walk. We got to see it. And we need to see it quick. It's like...
real quick.
Quick. Because you just had, what do you call it? Month in May, and you didn't see any of the characters. It's
and then they just won General Hospital. To be fair, they just won the Emmy.
Yeah.
For
where are the minority characters?
The Outstanding Talk Series. And what was the theme of that? It was the hospital.
It was the hospital.
It was Epiphany's Memorial. It was the hospital.
And the only acting category was Marshall.
And I feel like they've gotten away from the hospital.
No one else won that thing. And it should be, and we need to see it a little bit differently. You won the Emmy. Let's show it. Let's do the work. We need to see minorities. And I don't mean the 2 recurring characters that have been on the show that are minorities. There's 2 recurring characters who I just talked about.
2, yeah.
They're getting the airtime.
Yeah.
And it's like, we need to balance this out.
Yeah.
And we need to balance it quick. Let's split it up.
Share the wealth. Yeah.
So when you say we don't show minorities, don't say, oh, yes, we have.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't see them in the background?
Did you see them in the back?
Did you see them in the back? Did you see someone on the split screen?
Did you see Trina? She was on.
Trina
sat at the Metro Court pool.
You didn't see
for
Trina
a whole half of an episode.
Half an hour episode. And then the one day she talked, she came at 2 minutes till. It's like, come on, General Hospital. We want to see more of a balance. And I know you can do it because you bring in recurring people.
You've done it before.
And you bring in under 5 people. Blend it out a little bit more. Spread the wealth.
Right.
And that's what you want to see it. Anyway, where can we reach you on social media? We have went over, and I still got more to say. So talk about it next
Phyllis_Thomas, and you can just find me if you care.
All right. You can find me at Belinda's LA Music on Twitter, Instagram. You can find our podcast. We're everywhere. We're on.
Yeah, anywhere you find your podcast.
YouTube, iTunes. You can find us there. Closings out today will be a lovely original song by our good friends John Simiak and John Morgan, and this song is called Eden.
Yes, thank you so much. Everybody have a good one. Enjoy your summer, and hopefully things on Bold and the Beautiful and General Hospital will improve, because that's all we want. We want to like our show. I want to like storylines. I want to know, what's going to happen. And right now, I feel like I'm not getting that as much as I could.
And I love this show, and I want it to work out, and I'll try to calm down. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.